to some function f of x, y, z, then this is called the function of three variables. Likewise, we can define for function of n variables. If we have n tuples x1, x2, xn belongs to this Rn, then if we are able to define a function this, which is nothing but f of x1, x2 up to xn. So this is called the function of n variables, right? Now, in the same way, we have discussed the function of one variable. Let's start with the function of two variables in which we have two independent variables and one dependent variable. This z is the dependent variable. Now, again, if I want to discuss what will be the domain, so this domain for this function of two variables will be the set of points xy in the xy plane for which fxy is defined is called the domain of the function. Okay, so what is the domain of the function? So the set of all points xy for which the function is defined. And what is the range? The range is nothing but z. Z is equals to fxy, so z is called the range of the function. For example, if I write down a function of two variable is z is equals to 1 upon x square minus y square. So this is a function of two variable because x, y are independent variable and we have this function which is 1 upon x square minus y square. Now, can anyone tell me what will be the domain of this function?
X
not equal to y.
minus 0.
Yes.
X is not
So
equal to
you will
X
see
not
that
equal to
the
y.
set of all points
X
for
not
which
equal
this
to y
function
and
is
x
defined.
0.
So the only thing at which the function is not defined, that denominator should not be equals to 0, right?
Of
So we
course.
can say that domain is the set of all points xy
except
such
y
that,
and minus.
yes, this is not equals to 0. This is also we can define. What will be range?
Real number.
Yes, range will be the set of all real numbers. Similarly, if I define this function, z is equals to square root of 1 minus x square minus y square. What will be the domain of this function?
Minus x square minus y square greater than 0. Greater than or equal to 0.
Okay, so this is a square root of some function. So in one variable also you see that this is not defined for the negative values. So the domain we can see that say that the set of all points for which this should not be less than equals to 1, or simply I can say that the reason x square plus y square less than equals to 1.
Less than
One.
equal to 1.
Very negative now. Okay. What will be the range?
Real numbers.
Minus
0 to 1.
1 to 1.
Positive real numbers.
Positive real
Positive
numbers.
real.
Yes. So the range for, because this is square root, right? So the range is defined as the set of all real positive numbers. Okay, so you see that this is same thing as we have done in the one variable. So in one variable, we were looking at the real line only. When we are coming up to the two variables, so we are looking here for the plane. That's the only difference. Now let us suppose we have 2 points, P x naught y naught and Q x1 y1. These are the 2 points belongs to R square. Then the distance between these 2 points can be calculated as the distance between 2 points is square root of x1 minus x naught whole square plus y1 minus y naught whole square. Right? Now the next is what is the neighborhood of a point when we are talking about function of two variables. So when we are talking about function of when variables, right? So when I'm talking about the neighborhood, let us suppose this x belongs to R. So corresponding to this x belongs to R, if I want to look what are the neighborhood of this x, so we are looking into some small interval at right hand side and left hand side both. So this is called the delta interval when we are talking about the function of one variable. ठीक है, तो करस्पॉन्डिंग टू दैट भी जब आप लिमिट्स भी इवैल्यूएट करते हो फंक्शन ऑफ वन वेरिएबल, सो यू इवैल्यूएट द लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट एंड द राइट हैंड लिमिट, और वो किस में इवैल्यूएट करते हो, इन अ डेल्टा नेबरहुड. Similarly, what will be the neighborhood of a point when you have function of two variables corresponding to this x, y? What will be the neighborhood? What will be the neighborhood points? So the delta neighborhood point, the delta neighborhood of the point Px naught y naught is the set of all points xy which lies inside circle of radius delta with center x naught y naught. Right. So you see that when we have a function of two variables, so let us suppose ये कोई point x naught y naught है, ठीक है? So this is now corresponding to this x naught y naught. अगर इसका neighborhood, we have to find out the neighborhood. So all these points lying in this circle will be its neighborhood, like we were doing for the one variable. यहाँ पर real line थी. Now here we are talking about the plane xy plane. The real line में ये this small interval and this small interval will be the delta neighborhood, this side or this side. But when we are talking about the plane, all the points lies inside the circle will be the neighborhood, or we say that the delta neighborhood corresponding to this point x naught y naught. Right. So let us suppose if I take the distance delta, so all these points will be the डेल्टा नeighborhood. ये पॉइंट क्या हो जाएगा, कोई पॉइंट होगा x naught y naught plus delta, this point will be x naught plus delta y naught, this point will be x naught minus delta y naught, and this point will be x naught y naught minus delta. Or in general, I can write down the delta neighborhood is set of all points lies inside the circle of radius delta. Okay. Now, what is the limit? How we define the limits for the function of two variables? Let me write down the definition first. I'm writing down the epsilon delta definition. I'm not sure whether you have studied this epsilon delta definition for function of one variable, but let me write down first. Let z is equals to fxy be a function of two variables defined in a domain D. Let p x naught y naught be any point in D if for a given real number epsilon greater than 0 there exists a real number delta greater than 0 such that for each point xy in the delta neighborhood of px naught y naught mod of fxy minus L is less than epsilon whenever this. Then L is called limit of the function fxy as xy tends to x naught y naught, and written as limit of the function at x naught y naught is equals to n. Now you see what I am writing down all over things. Now when you studied the function of one variable, the same definition if I write down for the function of one variable is, we say that a point x naught is a limit, we say that L is a limit, right? L is a limit of this function fx when when it is written as this, limit x tending to x naught fx is equals to L. What does it mean? That what we do, let us suppose x naught is any point this, ठीक है, यहाँ पर आपकी रियल लाइंस है, इस पे अगर x naught कोई पॉइंट है, so what, how in general you calculate the limit of this function? You calculate its left hand limit x naught plus, or you calculate the limit x naught minus. If both the limit exist and same are same, then you say that the limit of this function fx at x naught exists, and let us suppose this is equals to L. तो लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट जब आप देखते हो इधर या राइट हैंड लिमिट, इसका मीनिंग क्या है कि आप इधर देख रहे हो और इधर, तो ये आप एक इंटरवल की बात करते हो. सो दैट इज द डेल्टा इंटरवल या डेल्टा नेबरहुड विच वी टॉक अबाउट, जो लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट और राइट हैंड लिमिट लेते हो, राइट? सो एज आई सेड, व्हेन यू हैव इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस x naught you have some point x naught y naught in the plane, ठीक है. अब अगेन सेम कॉन्सेप्ट आप इससे रिलेट करो, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ मूविंग लेफ्ट एंड राइट ऑन द रियल लाइन, अगर आप यहाँ पर नेबरहुड की बात करोगे, डेल्टा नेबरहुड, सो दैट विल बी अ सर्कल, ऑल द पॉइंट्स लाइज इनसाइड द सर्कल, सो दैट्स व्हाट इट इज रिटन ओवर हियर, ठीक है. सो वी आर लुकिंग इन द नेबरहुड ऑफ ऑल द पॉइंट्स लाइज इनसाइड द सर्कल with the distance delta from the point x naught y naught, ठीक. Now the next thing is, जब आप वन वेरिएबल में करते हो, then what is this? In delta neighborhood में you say that mod of fx minus L is less than epsilon. इसका मतलब क्या है? Epsilon is very small quantity, means if you are looking into a smaller neighborhood, then this function, the value of this function is tending to some limit L, मतलब L पे कहीं कन्वर्स कर रहा है, या इसको आप अदर वर्ड्स ये भी कह सकते हो कि द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज टू क्वांटिटी मींस आप ये बोलो कि fx minus L is equals to some 10 raised to the power minus n. This is the same thing, means the difference between these two quantities is very small. Difference between these two quantities is very small means fx is almost tending to the limit L. So now you read the definition. अगर ये term clear हुआ है, so now you read the definition what I have written. Is अगर fxy be a function, ठीक है, this fxy be a function of two variable and x naught y naught कोई point है domain में, right? Then we say that for any real number epsilon greater than 0, right? For any epsilon greater than 0, epsilon is a very small quantity, ठीक है. There exists a delta neighborhood, there exists a real number delta greater than 0, means we can find out a delta neighborhood such that this exists, means fxy is tending to some limit, means the difference between these two quantities, मतलब ये कोई point fx y naught x naught y naught ले रहे हो, तो L आप the distance between these two points, मतलब fxy is almost tending to the limit L in this delta neighborhood. अगर ऐसा हो रहा है, अगर ऐसा कोई एप्सिलॉन और डेल्टा एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है such that this function is tending to L, means this quantity is very small, then we say that L is the limit of the function and is defined as this. Okay, now the difference over here is what? When you are calculating the function of for the function of one variable, you calculate the left hand limit and right hand limit, ठीक है, x tending to x naught plus and limit x tending to x naught minus. Now in both the cases, क्योंकि आपके पास दो ही पाथ हैं, या तो आप इधर जाओगे या तो आप इधर जाओगे, दोनों ही केसेस में अगर आप बोलते हो कि आपकी लिमिट एग्जिस्ट कर रही है एंड सेम है, देन यू से दैट लिमिट x नॉट टेंडिंग्स टू l. ओके, बट जब यहाँ पर फंक्शन ऑफ टू वेरिएबल है, तो यहाँ से ये कोई पॉइंट x नॉट y नॉट है, ये कोई पॉइंट लेट अस सपोज ये यहाँ पर है, तो इससे इस पॉइंट पर जाने के तो बहुत सारे तरीके हैं, ऐसे भी जा सकते हो, ऐसे भी जा सकते हो, राइट? सो नाउ if we follow the same definition for the function of one variable, limit अगर हम किसी भी पाथ से जा रहे हैं, चाहे राइट हैंड जा रहे हैं, चाहे लेफ्ट हैंड जा रहे हैं, the limit should be same. So similarly, when we are talking about the function of two variable, even though there are several points to go from one point to reach to another point from one point, the limits corresponding to each point should be same. So that means limit is independent of path. अगर लिमिट पाथ पे डिपेंडेंट होगी, ठीक है, मतलब इस पॉइंट के करस्पॉन्डिंग आपको लिमिट इवैल्यूएट करनी है, तो इससे आप इस पॉइंट पे जा रहे हो या इससे इस पॉइंट पे जा रहे हो और लिमिट हर एक पाथ के करस्पॉन्डिंग डिफरेंट आ रही है, देन यू से दैट लिमिट डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट, बिकॉज वी से द लिमिट एग्जिस्ट ओनली व्हेन द लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट एंड राइट हैंड लिमिट इज सेम. ठीक है, सो फॉर एग्जांपल व्हाट आई मीन ओवर हियर, let us suppose we have to evaluate this limit. So this is a function of two variable. We have to evaluate the limit of this function at xy tends to 0, 0. Xy tends to origin. Now you see that we can evaluate this function. मतलब अगर आपको लिमिट पुट करनी है, so there are several ways. सिंपल तरीका है कि आप पहले y के करस्पॉन्डिंग लिमिट इवैल्यूएट कर लो एंड देन x के करस्पॉन्डिंग, ठीक है. बट अदरवाइज व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन चूज अ जनरल पाथ एंड सी वेदर द लिमिट ऑफ लिमिट इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द पाथ और नॉट. So if we choose a general path, so let us suppose consider the path y is equals to mx. ठीक है, so if this is general path, ठीक है, मान लो आपके पास किसी पॉइंट एक्स वाई से कोई भी पॉइंट एक्स वाई है, इससे आपको ओरिजिन पे जाना है, ठीक है, that's what you have to evaluate. So there would be several paths, so we are choosing in general y is equals to mx, where m is the slope that is representing the general path. So how to evaluate this limit? Limit xy when xy tends to 0, 0. So when we are putting y is equals to mx, so we will get x tends to 0. So this will be equals to y is equals to mx put करोगे m x square plus y की जगह m put करोगे m square x square. So this is equals to, अगर आप इसमें x square कॉमन ले लो, ठीक है, m इधर से x square कॉमन ले लो, 1 plus m square, इसे सिंप्लीफाई करोगे. So what we are getting a function which is dependent upon the path only. m, whatever limit we are choosing, it is dependent upon the value of m. अगर m की वैल्यू आप यहाँ पर different चूज करोगे, we will be getting different values. ठीक है, sorry, m upon 1 plus m square. So we will be getting different values. So thus what we can say that the limit for this function does not exist. Right. Similarly, if we choose, let us suppose we have to evaluate the limit of this function, tan inverse y by x, right? So, so this is what if we put
tan inverse.
if we put the limit, so this is तो tan inverse 1, हाँ, so plus minus pi by 2 आ जाएगा ना ये. So this is depending upon whether 0, 1 we are approaching from the left or right along the line y is equals to 1, right? So whether we are approaching left or right, so the limit is dependent upon the path. So this case also we can say that the limit does not exist, because if the limit exists, that should be a unique value. Okay. So this is one way. So I have given you one example where we have to choose the path, and then dependent upon the path, we can say that whether the limit exists or not. Similarly, in the similar way, you can define the continuity of the function of two variables. When we say, when we discuss the function, when we used to discuss the function of one variable, so we say that this function of one variable is continuous at a point if first of all the function should be defined. Okay, function defined होना चाहिए, limit corresponding to this fx exist, और अगर limit exist कर रही है, so the value of the limit should be equals to the value of the function at that point. यही तो तीन condition थी. Fx should be equals to fx now. So this is how we define the continuity of the function of one variable. Similarly, a function z is equals to fxy is said to be continuous at a point x naught y naught if first of all the function is defined at the point x naught y naught, limit exists fxy exists, and the third is the limit at that point should be equals to the value of the function. Fxy is equals to f of x naught y naught. Right, so this is how we define the continuity of the function of two variables. The function should be defined, limit should exist, and the value of the limit is same as the value of the function at the point x naught y naught. Now see, actually I am not spending much time on giving problems on the limits and continuity. We will do that, but since we have only a few lectures left with the mid-semester, and there are actually more important topics left which I have to cover. So I will come back to the problems of limit and continuity again, but I want to start the partial derivative. So that is why I just gave you a definition with an idea of limit and continuity. Now we will solve problems based on this limit and continuity once I will cover little more of topic. Okay, so not spending much time on these problems because partial derivatives are more important right now depending upon the number of lectures. So what is the partial derivatives? Okay. Now, as we were going into the flow, we discussed what will be the limit of function of two variable, continuity, and then talking about the differentiability or the derivative of the function of one variable. So similar concept, if I move, so if I have to define the differentiability of the function of one variable, which is for if y is equals to fx, then the derivative dy over dx is representing the rate of change of y with respect to x, and it is calculated as limit delta x tending to 0 f of x plus delta x minus fx upon delta x, the rate of change in y with respect to x. Now again, when we are talking about the function of two variables, यहाँ पर function of two variables हैं, which is x, y. Now, once we have to calculate the derivative of this function fxy, how we can treat it? यहाँ पर तो एक ही आपके independent variable थे, तो you are taking the rate of change in y with respect to this only, right? So when we have function of two variables, in that case, if we have to calculate the derivative, what we do is we treat one as a constant and then take the derivative with respect to the other variable. So that is why when we are talking about the derivatives in functions of more than one variable, it is called the partial derivatives. Partial means we are treating this y as a constant and taking the derivative with respect to x only. Okay. So similarly, अगर आप y constant ले रहे हो and then you are calculating the derivative with respect to s, so this is represented as partial derivative of z with respect to x. Similarly, अगर आप x constant ले रहे हो, इस function में x constant ले रहे हो, means x is equals to x naught choose कर रहे हो, and then if you are calculating the derivative of this z with respect to y, so this is called the partial derivative of z with respect to y. Or it is sometimes written as del f over del x also, means this function का with respect to x कर लो. या sometimes it is written as del f over del y. Okay, so this is how we represent the partial derivatives. How we can write down the definition in this term? So let us suppose z is equals to fxy आपका function है. If we are treating y as a constant, y is equals to y naught लेते हो, तो ये इस function में put करोगे. So what is this? F of x y naught means ये जो z है आपका, now this z is a function of x only. ठीक है? So then you can take the increment in z with respect to x. तो increment इसमें क्या हो जाएगा? F of x plus delta x y naught minus f of x y. So this is called the partial increment in z with respect to x, keeping y as a constant. Similarly, अगर आप x is equals to x naught, मतलब x naught को constant put कर रहे हो, तो z will be f of x naught y, means ये जो function होगा अब सिर्फ y का function होगा, x constant होगा. And then if you want to take the increment, so the increment in this function z with respect to y is defined as f of x naught y plus delta y minus f of x naught y. So this is representing the partial increment in z with respect to y, keeping x as a constant. And if I want to write down the total increment, so delta z is f of x plus delta x, y plus delta y minus fx. If both the increment delta x and delta y are given to us, then this delta z is actually called the total increment. So this we will discuss later. We will calculate the total derivative using this thing. Right now we are talking about this. Okay. Now if we consider this limit del f over del x, so this is equals to, if you relate with this the definition for the function of one variable, so this is equals to limit delta x tending to 0, the increment in x f of x y naught upon delta x. In the same way, this is the rate of change of this function with respect to x, where we are treating y as a constant. If this limit exists, then this is called the first order partial derivative of fxy with respect to x. Similarly, the partial derivative of f with respect to x, y, so that means we are treating x as a constant. So this is defined as the increment in z with respect to y. So this is f of x naught y naught plus delta y minus f of x naught y upon delta y. If this limit exists, so this is called the first order partial derivative of fxy with respect to y. So in summary, if I repeat what I said is, if z is equals to fxy is a function of two variables, then we can calculate the derivative of this function f with respect to x. So when we are writing del f over del x, means this is representing the partial derivative of f with respect to x, keeping y as a constant. तभी ये partial derivative, ठीक है? So this is called the first order. Similarly, del f over del y, so this is called first order partial derivative of f with respect to y, keeping x as a constant. Okay. Similarly, we can calculate, we can derive again, we can calculate the derivative of this function again. So del 2f over del x square means we are taking the derivative of this function again. Okay, ये del f over del x है. We are again taking the partial derivative of this function with respect to x. So this is called the second order partial derivative of f with respect to x, keeping y as a constant. Similarly, if I calculate del 2f over del y square, what does it mean? We have calculated the first order partial derivative of y and then taking the derivative again. So this is called the second order partial derivative of f with respect to y. Similarly, del 2f over del x del y. So what does it mean? You can always think it like that. So what we have done, first we have calculated the partial derivative of f with respect to y and then calculating the derivative with respect to x. Okay. So this is also the second order partial derivative of f. But first we have calculated the partial derivative of f with respect to y and then we are taking with respect to x. Okay. Now let's take a smaller problem. For example, ये आपके पास function x square plus y square plus x. What will be its first order partial derivative with respect to x? Anyone?
2x plus 1.
Yes. So this will be 2x plus 1.
2x plus 1.
What does it mean? We are calculating the derivative of f with respect to x, keeping y as a constant. So अगर ये y constant है, so this is 2x constant का 0 and this x का 1. What will be the partial derivative of f with respect to y?
2y.
2y.
We are taking derivative of y, keeping x as a constant. Similarly, अगर आपसे इसी प्रॉब्लम में सेकेंड ऑर्डर डेरिवेटिव पूछते, so del 2f over del x square will be
2.
and del 2f over del y square,
2.
right? Now let's take one more problem. For example, if we have to calculate second order partial derivative of the function fxy is equals to x square plus y square plus tan inverse y by x, where this is not equals to 0. Okay. So let us suppose we have to evaluate the second order partial derivative of this function. Now we know that to evaluate second order, first evaluate the first order derivative. So partial derivative of f with respect to x. Okay. So ln of x square plus y square. So this will be 1 upon x square plus y square, and then you are taking the derivative with respect to x. So that will be what?
Multiply 2x
2x upon x square plus
square.
y square. Okay. So this is tan inverse y by x. So the derivative of we are taking the derivative with respect to x, right? So first of all, tan inverse iska karoge. So this is 1 upon 1 plus
Y by x whole
Y
square.
by
y
x
by
whole
x
square.
whole square. Now
Into
you will do
y.
with respect to x.
Minus y by x square.
Yes, multiplied with
Minus y by x
minus
square.
y by x. Okay. Now you can simplify this. This is nothing but 2x minus y upon x square plus y square. Simplify कर सकते हैं. Similarly, if I calculate यहीं पर करती हूँ. If I calculate the partial derivative of f with respect to y, again this will be 2y upon
X square plus y.
2y upon x square plus y square plus 1 upon tan inverse y by x. So this is 1 plus y by x whole square into, now what will be this? Y by x. Doing with respect to y.
Y.
So this will be 1 by
1 by x.
x.
1 by x.
Right? You can simplify it. This will be nothing but 2y plus x upon x square plus y square. Now one more thing इसी प्रॉब्लम में बता दे रही, किसी किसी बुक में ये पार्शियल डेरिवेटिव ऐसे भी लिखा होता है. So fx means the partial derivative of f with respect to x. So fy means the partial derivative of f with respect to y. Now let us suppose we have to calculate this. Del to f over del x square. So this is also written as f of xx. So what does it mean? The partial second order partial derivative with respect to x. Now del to f over del x square means we are taking the partial derivative of this function again with respect to x. So that means del over del x of partial derivative of f with respect to x, we have simplified it this, which is 2x minus y upon x square plus y square. क्या होगा ये? So partial derivative with respect to x. So x square plus y square into the derivative of this
2.
with respect to x. So this will be 2
2.
minus
2x minus y
minus
Yeah.
y.
2x
Derivative of this function
2x.
with respect to x, 2x, and in denominator
Upon
this
whole
is
square.
square.
X square plus y square whole square.
Okay. So you see the rule of differentiation is same. The only thing you need to take care is when we are talking about derivative with respect to x, we are treating y as a constant. So this you can simplify it as, this will be 2y square minus 2x square plus 2xy upon x square plus y square.
Square plus y.
Similarly, if I calculate del to f with respect to y square, this is represented as f of y also. Means we are taking the partial derivative of this function del f over del y with respect to y again. So means del over del y, partial derivative of f with respect to y we have calculated as 2y plus x upon x square plus y square. Tell me what will be the value of this?
And 2x square minus 2y square plus 2xy upon x square plus y square whole square.
Yes. The same way, this is x square plus y square. Partial derivative with respect to y we are taking.
2
ठीक है? 2
2
minus
minus
2y
2y plus x
plus x.
plus
into
x
2y
2y
2y upon
whole
x
square.
square plus y square. ठीक है, इसे simplify कर सकते हैं.
2x square minus 2y square plus 2xy.
ना भाई ऊपर वाले का थोड़ा नेगेटिव.
ठीक है. Now similarly, अगर आपसे सारे second order partial derivative की बात करिए, so this is also the second order partial derivative. So what does it mean that you are taking the derivative of this function again with respect to x? So that means del over del x of 2y plus x upon x square plus y square. Okay. So this will be what? X square plus y square to 1 minus 2y plus x
2y plus
into
2x
into 2x
Then
upon
x square plus
x
whole
square plus y square.
square.
Okay, so this will be nothing but y
square
square
minus
minus x square minus 4xy
4x.
upon x square plus y square whole square. So this can be represented as f of xy. Similarly, second order partial derivative की बात हो रही है तो ये भी if I write down f of yx means del to f over del y del x. So means del over del y of del f over del x. So means partial derivative of y with respect to del f over del x जो आपने evaluate किया था, which is 2x minus y upon x square plus y square. So this is also the same as जैसे आपने f of yx evaluate करा था. ठीक है, so this is also y square minus x square minus 4xy upon x square plus y square whole square. So these are representing all second order partial derivative of any function. Now what does it graphically representing? ठीक है, कैलकुलेट करना तो आसान है. ठीक है, आप वन वेरिएबल के रिस्पेक्ट में कैलकुलेट कर रहे हो, treating other as a constant, so nothing new. You have to simply differentiate the function. So now when you are talking about the function of one variable y is equals to fx, dy over dx is representing the slope of the curve at any point p. ठीक है, that means let us suppose this y is equals to fx is any function. This is some point p, this is some point q, and this distance is nothing but the delta x increment. So this is some point x naught और ये कोई point x naught plus delta x है. So this is x naught plus this distance increment is delta x. And if you connect this line PQ, this is called the secant line. And the derivative, this dy over dx is nothing but the slope of the curve. If at this point you are talking about. So this is the slope of the curve at point P. Now, what is the case when you are talking about the function of two variable f of xy? What does it represent? If you are writing del f over del x or you are writing del f over del y, what does it represent?
Partial differentiation of function with respect.
Differentiation of what?
Partial difference of function x comma y with respect to x.
हाँ, this is represent, but graphically जैसे मैंने ये कहा dy over dx आपको पता है ये represent करता है slope at any point p. ठीक है? Now, what does this represent graphically? क्या मतलब है कि आप with respect to x कर रहे हो? So you see that if you are talking about a point f, if this function fxy, okay, so if let us suppose we are talking about del f, let's see what does it del f over del x represents. So del f over del x means this is partial derivative of f with respect to x, keeping y as a constant. Keeping y as a constant. So let us suppose we choose y is equals to b. Okay. तो करस्पॉन्डिंग टू सम पॉइंट मान लो ये आपका xy प्लेन है. ठीक है, सो xy प्लेन में करस्पॉन्डिंग टू ये कोई पॉइंट आप ले रहे हो, दिस पॉइंट इज ये सपोज xy f of xy है. ठीक है, xy है, सॉरी, ऑल द पॉइंट्स इन द xy प्लेन्स. तो अगर आप इसको कोई पॉइंट ले लेते हो, लेट अस सपोज a b 0, ये कोई पॉइंट ले लेते हो आप a plus delta x b 0. Now corresponding to this point, देखो वैसे तो आपका फंक्शन ऑफ टू वेरिएबल्स क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है? corresponding to these points x y there exists some mapping z so that it maps all the points x y to the surface z is equals to fxy, where all these points will be this point will be some f of x naught, y naught, z naught. This will be point some f of x1, y1, z1. ठीक है, तो लाइकवाइज करस्पॉन्डिंग टू किसी एक पॉइंट को ले रही हूँ, लेट अस सपोज ये कोई पॉइंट ए बी 0 है, ठीक है, 0 मैं इसलिए लिख रही हूँ सो दैट आप यहाँ ट्रेन कर सको, यहाँ पर तो x5 लेनी है सिंपली, तो दिस इज सम पॉइंट x नॉट भी ले सकते हो, x नॉट प्लस डेल्टा x, b को हमने y को कांस्टेंट ले लिया विच इज b. नाउ करस्पॉन्डिंग टू दिस पॉइंट अगर आप मैपिंग करोगे तो यूजुअली z इज इक्वल टू fxy विल बी दिस सरफेस, इसके करस्पॉन्डिंग ये पॉइंट हो गया, इसके करस्पॉन्डिंग ये पॉइंट हो गया, ठीक है. लाइकवाइज आप कीपिंग y एज अ कांस्टेंट जितने भी पॉइंट्स लोगे उसके करस्पॉन्डिंग व्हाट यू विल गेट, you will get a curve, ठीक है, which will represent where the y is constant. What does it, this curve will be nothing but a curve, this curve representing points where y is a constant. आप सिंपली देख लो, अगर आपके पास कोई एक सरफेस है, ठीक है, 3D में आपके पास सरफेस है, अगर आप एक इस सरफेस में एक पॉइंट ले रहे हो, लेट अस सपोज y नॉट इज इक्वल्स टू कांस्टेंट, सो व्हाट यू विल गेट इज अ कर्व, you will get a curve in which all the points where this y is constant corresponding to this corresponding to this point where b is constant, corresponding to this point where b is constant, ठीक है. तो नाउ अगर इन दोनों पॉइंट की बात करें, ऐसे सिमिलरली बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स होंगे, ठीक है, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दीज टू पॉइंट्स. सो लेट अस सपोज ये दो पॉइंट ऐसे ले रहे हो जिनमें इंक्रीमेंट डेल्टा एक्स, सो दिस इंक्रीमेंट बिटवीन दीज टू पॉइंट्स इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग delta x. Now, how we represent the partial derivative of f with respect to x? So this is f of, इसके रिस्पेक्ट में अगर लिखूं, increment, the increment in x, right? Keep partial derivative of f with respect to x means what? Increment in x with respect to delta x. So this is f of a plus delta x b minus f of ab upon delta x. That's how you represent increment in x with respect to x. So now if you will represent this, so this is what partial derivative of f with respect to x. तो यहाँ पर जब आपने इस डेल्टा x इंक्रीमेंट के करस्पॉन्डिंग इस यहाँ पर ले रहे हो, so this is representing is nothing but this is some point p. So this is representing the slope of the curve at point q, keeping y as a constant. तो यहाँ पर भी जैसे स्लोप ऑफ द कर्व रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा था, सो यहाँ पर भी जो पार्शियल डेरिवेटिव विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x है, दैट इज आल्सो रिप्रेजेंटिंग द स्लोप ऑफ द कर्व, स्लोप ऑफ द कर्व एट अ पॉइंट q, ठीक है. एंड व्हाट इज दिस कर्व? दिस कर्व इज अ कर्व where the curve which is representing all the y's are constant, मतलब एक कर्व जो सरफेस को कट कर रहा है, ठीक है. So that's how you can understand. This is also the representing the slope of the curve, and here also the slope of the curve, where a curve where all the y values are constant, ठीक है. Any question or doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we just simply started the function of two variable and discussed what is the derivative. Now we will do few more problems on calculating the partial derivatives and discuss results based on that in the next class.